Well, I'm here to talk about a project called Night Boat to Tangier, which is a script based on Kevin Barry's novel, which was published about 4 years ago. And it's an extraordinary kind of story of two Irish gangsters who are, when you join the story, they're after someone in Spain. You're not quite sure who it is. It's a young woman. Gradually you realize it's one of their daughters. So it becomes a labor of love, not a typical gangster type kind of premise. And along the way, on this quest to find Dilly, the daughter, you flash back to their adventures together as gangsters in the hashish trade in Spain. We have Michael Fassbender to play one of our Irish gangsters, and Donald Gleeson plays the other. And Ruth Negga plays Cynthia, as a woman they're both in love with. And as the film develops, you begin to understand that maybe either of them could be the father of the daughter they're looking for. And so on this sort of, it becomes like a road movie quest to find Dilly, the daughter. And within that, you understand their backstory together. Well, I read the book when it was published, more or less. I knew Kevin Barry's short stories from The New Yorker. And Andrew Eaton, who's a friend and a professional colleague of mine going back a long time, brought it to me about this time last year to read, and I loved it. When I realized that Michael Fassbender was attached and was exec producing the project as well, it became utterly irresistible at that point. Well, oddly enough, I was working on a film about Samuel Beckett, a sort of a rather unusual little biopic of Samuel Beckett for Sky. And the premise of Night Boat to Tangier is two men stuck in a terminal in Algeciras, not going anywhere, not doing anything, and talking a lot. So from Beckett to Barry was a very easy segue. Now in the script, we've opened up the whole story and made it much more active. So we see them on a sort of road movie quest to find the daughter, and they end up at the night boat terminal. The book is sort of very tidy because it's got a very simple structure. It's a quest to find somebody. And because it's a labor of love, it's not quite what you expect it to be in terms of the tropes of the gangster film. It has some, I guess, correspondence to Sexy Beast, and you've got these two Irish gangsters who, some of the stories set in Southern Ireland, so you see them in Ireland and you see them in Spain, and they're kind of fish out of water, to say the least. So it has an element of that, and you sense the different kind of landscapes between Spain and Ireland that are kind of strongly contrasted in the film. But it becomes a series of love stories, ultimately, wrapped around this gangster's quest for a daughter. It's a realistic film. It's not a kind of ironic, cartoonish gangster film. It's natural. There's naturalism in the film for sure. Well, Donald Gleeson and I have worked together already, so we know each other from a previous work. And Michael is just Michael Fassbender. You know, the idea of him playing in his own, more or less his own dialect, an Irish character. He hasn't done that ever, I don't think. And this feels like, for him, a very important project. He's producing it. He optioned the book as well. So he's very invested in the project, and I should be so lucky to have actors of that quality in my film. And Ruth Negga is playing Cynthia, the love interest between the two leading men. So we've got a great cast in place already. Well, on an emotional level, the cliche of this one is true. You'll laugh and you'll cry, literally. It's surprisingly emotional, the story, as you see these two sentimental fathers looking for a daughter, the only innocent thing they've ever had in their lives, to kind of cherish again. So I think it's a film that on the level of surface humor, it really works. It's very funny between them. The dialogue between them is very funny. And so it will definitely make you laugh. And I think it will break your heart as well. And along the way, there's lots of other action to enjoy. There's some violence to savor, if you like that sort of thing. But what I was surprised at in the project was, given its architecture as a gangster film, how emotionally powerful it is as a story.